Hi guys, I'm here with some of my artwork again because it's been ages. I can't actually remember how long it is since I did one of these videos. I'd have to look at my video list, which I can't because I'm recording with my iPad and that's where I'd look. Anyway, I decided to come in and do it because it's a beautiful sunny day. It actually feels like spring, and I don't want to jinx it by saying that, but it does. It really does. So I thought I'll do it because the light's good and I can, I can make my drawings visible because there's actually sunshine today. Which is one of the big issues with doing these videos, guys, is that I really do need some good light. And mostly we don't have that much sunlight where I live. So anyway, I've had a few requests to do another one of these videos. I wasn't sure what to do with them because I kind of went through all my current tips of pencil drawings, which is what I do most of the time, just graphite drawings like this one, and because I'm still learning myself, I kind of was running out of tips a little bit, but I have started doing some more colour drawings, so I thought, well, okay, I can talk about them a little bit. But I thought I'd share this one to start off with because this is a drawing that I've done since the last video, so you haven't seen this one. And there was something a little bit different that I did with this drawing that I hadn't done previously. I think I had mentioned this technique before but said I didn't use it. Well, I used it and I liked it, so I thought I would mention that. And that was to do with the shading, and what I usually use are those little, now I should have brought one up and I didn't, they're called stubs, and it's rolls of paper, and you use it for moving the graphite around on the drawing. And I said that you can use things like Q-tips or cotton buds as we call them, and I said that you can also use, now I do have some of these right here, just tissue paper handkerchiefs, nice soft ones, and I said I had never used them before. But I heard someone in a video say that they're actually very good for when you're doing large surface areas like faces and skin. So I thought I'd try it on this particular drawing here of Audrey Hepburn at Breakfast at Tiffany's, and I used it to do the skin here, and it really gives a lovely natural texture for this amount of surface area of skin. So I really like it, and I'm definitely going to use that again. So it was just putting on some grated graphite powder. Graphite's what the pencils are made of. So if you get a little stick of graphite and you ground it up into powder, and then you use a little brush, I use makeup brushes because they're really nice soft bristles, and then you dip the brush into the powder and you put it on lightly and you spread it around using this tissue, and it gives it that really nice soft texture, and you don't get those harsh lines that you would get with a pencil. And it turned out really well, so that was the technique I used on this one, and I'm definitely going to use it again. It's not really good for little tiny areas because you can't get any intricate spaces in with that. I would definitely use the cotton bud or one of the little stumps, but for a large area, tissues, guys, works really well. And yes, that was a clean tissue, I just pulled it out of the box. Yeah, so this is the drawing that I did after my last video. There was another one as well, but that's with Kimberly now over at Kimberly's Cocoon, so if you want to see that particular drawing, go and visit her channel, which you should be on her channel anyway. So yeah, that was that one, and after that, actually before that one, I was already starting to experiment a little bit with colour. So hopefully you'll see this. I honestly can't see what you're seeing without twisting my neck around at dangerous angles. But you see, that's gonna, there we go. This is an old drawing I did of, I mean, you can tell that drawing compared to that drawing. This I did ages ago, of Legolas from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I wanted to experiment with colours, so I took an older drawing and I used some pencils, and these are really good quality pencils that were given to me by my cousin, and I just added a few flecks of colour on there. Not much, just a few flecks on the face, just to get an idea of how the pencils work and how you can blend the pencils. So that's where I started out with colour pencils, and obviously there's lots of different mediums of colour. You know, you've got pencils, you've got pastels, you've got lots of different kinds of paints to use. So I started out with pencils and thought, yeah, I really like the medium of coloured pencils. So naturally, the first thing I did after just doing that little experiment there with those coloured pencils was I jumped in with watercolour. Yeah, this was done by using watercolour pencils, and this was, I think it was an orchid. Yeah, it was an orchid. So I drew the outline of the orchid, or rendered it, as we've talked about, I think, one of my first videos. I rendered it with just an ordinary little pencil, nice and soft. And then I went in with these guys, which are watercolour pencils. These are very cheap watercolour pencils because I'm from Yorkshire originally. Very cheap ones. There are much better ones, and I thought, well, I'll just grab some of these and try them out because I've never used watercolour pencils before. I don't know what they're like. So I thought I'll just, I'll just have a little experiment. And I do like them, so I think I'll get myself some better quality ones than these. But, they were fine, and they just look like colour pencils, funnily enough. There you go. Just look like colour pencils. Very thick though. And there's different ways you can use them. You can either colour just not naturally with the colour pencil and then get a paintbrush, wet the paintbrush and go over it with a wet paintbrush. Or you can wet a paintbrush and then dab the paintbrush onto the tip of the pencil and paint with that. Or you can wet the paper and then use the pencil on the wet paper. Lots of different ways. Find what's comfortable, whatever's good for you. And I think what I did do with this one was I put little details on with the pencil, just small details here and there, and then I got the wet paintbrush and then began to move the colour around with the paintbrush. That's what I did on this one. So that's my orchid, and I liked it. I can't imagine being able to do fine details with these type of watercolours, although from what I've found they are easier to do details with than actual watercolours. But I think these are really good for flowers and still life and things that don't have really fine details. I can't imagine ever using these for faces. If I want to do a face in colour, then I think I will stick to pencils, and I will show you. Oh, sorry, I've moved Audrey. Go back, Audrey. I think I will use pencils for faces because I found that I could get a lot more detail in using colour pencils, and this is my lion, and I was really pleased with this, but he's quite pale. There you go, if you can see him. I used my beautiful colour pencils from my cousin. I think I'm going to get some more because I want more variety of colour, and I think that's why he's quite light, because there's not too many dark colours in this particular set. But he came out really, really nice, and this is a portrait of, and I can't remember his name now, it was that lion that was hunted on a nature reserve, on a reservation, and killed by a hunter. And that's who he is. Everybody keeps saying he looks like Aslan, he does, but I think it's because he's got such a gentle looking face, but that's who it actually was based on. And I loved it. I love doing this. I love how you can get the highlights. I don't know if it's going to come through on here. I've got no idea, and my quality upload won't be great because my iPad will crash if I try and upload it in HD, unfortunately. But this managed to get some really nice highlights in with these colours, and the textures came out really well. If you want to see a better quality visual of this, if you go to my Instagram channel, which is Time2Pause, and that's 2 is in the number 2, Time2Pause, you'll be able to see photographs and you'll get a better idea of what it looks like, because this video is not going to be in HD, unfortunately. Thank you, iPad. But I really enjoyed using the colour pencils. I think that's probably going to be my favourite colour medium because I really like high detail, and with paints and things like that, playing with the colour is great fun. I love playing with the colour, but I can't quite get the detail in at this level, and I really, really enjoy doing the details. That's just what it's about for me. So if I want to do colour, I'm probably going to be more leaning towards colour pencils, and obviously just plain graphite pencils, definitely my favourite. And then the last one I did was this one, and this really shows well. This is the second one I did, and for this one I just used watercolours, not watercolour pencils. I was just playing around with the colours, and this really illustrates what I mean as far as details concerned. You can't quite get the high level of details. This was traditional watercolours, you know, the little square that you get in a palette. And I think I did put some colour pencil in there as a desperate attempt to get some more detail in. I used them for the eyes. It's fun. I had a lot of fun with this because you're just blending colours together, and you're looking at a picture of a lion and the natural lion colours, and you are trying to find colours in the paint that closely match that, and what you end up with is something really different as far as the colours are concerned. They are the colours, but they're not the colours, and it's a lot of fun to do that. I mean, his mane looks like it's on fire. I really, really enjoyed the play of it, and I think it's fun as far as I don't know, it's more like impressionism. I really, really enjoyed doing it. It's probably not going to be my number one medium, but it's definitely a fun medium, and I think that's something that I'd more likely use on, I don't know, again, flowers and things like that, where it's more about the colour than the subject. You know what I mean? If you're drawing a landscape or something like that, a seascape where the colours are really the dominant feature, then I think this is a great medium to use. And I do need a lot more practice, because some of it looks quite messy, but I don't know, I think that kind of appeals with the lion, that messiness. And this little blob of, I don't know, I just didn't like that blob of white, so I just put these purples in and made a little African sky there, just for the fun of it. It's not one I'd hang on the wall, for sure, but it was a lot of fun to do. So that's where I am at the moment. I don't really know what else I can share as far as these art videos are concerned, except what I've been doing, and show you works in progress and completed works and tell you about them. I don't really know as far as tips and hints, unless I happen to pick up something new that I haven't shared before. But that's where we're at the moment, and I'm currently working on an elephant. So that's interesting. It is interesting because it's a big project, I have to say. So he's just underway at the minute. I've only been working on him a couple of days, and we'll see how that comes out. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I didn't go over my time. And I hope I didn't record this on fast forward. No, we're good. Anyway guys, take care. I hope you're enjoying the lovely weather. And those of you who aren't, I hope you are soon. And yeah, take care, and I will speak to you again shortly. Bye guys.